This is a fourth stimulus check and stimulus program update. I'll give you the latest details regarding the fourth stimulus check, and I'll share with you two new article updates regarding getting the monthly fourth stimulus check. I'm going to play a video clip from you from two senators talking, one Democrat, one Republican, talking about a brand new plan of how they could pass the infrastructure bill together. I'm going to talk about the $50,000 student loan forgiveness. I'll give you the latest update regarding the $600 stimulus check and how you could track it. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you appreciate these straight to the point updates, then hit the like button down below. And I hope you had a great weekend as well. So what we did as a family, my wife and two daughters, we just basically hung out together, sat on the couch, listened to music. My wife is a nurse and worked a really long week last week, so it was just great just to hang out together. And I know it's kind of strange, we actually don't have any TVs in the house, so we just listen to music. But let me know, did you do anything fun this weekend? Let's get into it. So Israel lifts the outdoor mask mandate and fully reopens schools. At this point, Israel is 80% vaccinated, and New Hampshire becomes the first New England state to lift the mask mandate. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, parents react to Michigan's mask mandate expanding to children as young as 2 years old. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Do you think the U.S. could ever become, schools fully reopened, 80% vaccinated, no more outdoor masks as a country? What do you think about New Hampshire lifting their mask mandate? And as far as a 2-year-old being forced to wear a mask, having a 2-year-old myself, wearing a mask is one of the hardest things. If they decide they're not going to wear a mask, there's almost no way around it. But let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the student loan forgiveness. So is it going to be $10,000, $50,000? We don't know yet. President Biden said he will not do $50,000. But Senator Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren have been pushing for $50,000. President Biden said he'll do $10,000, but still no mention of that yet. We're still waiting for that second part of the infrastructure plan and how much it'll actually be. And I know I get a lot of comments from you guys. How do you apply? When is it going to happen? We still don't know yet. But if we look at this chart right here regarding the student loans have gone up a lot, and also colleges have gone up in price a lot as well. This is since 2006. So colleges know that if a student wants to go to their college but can't afford it, they're just going to take out loans. It's basically like having a credit card that'll give you over $100,000 over the next 4 years to graduate. So prices have gone up as well. So let me know down in the comments below. Do you think this is a good idea for student loans? If you don't have any student loans, do you support it being forgiven? I think the big problem is colleges charging so much money and then not even getting students not even getting a job after school. I just think the system needs to be reworked somehow, and the canceling of student loan is just a band-aid for it. Next, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check. Found this article here talking about a fourth $1,400 stimulus check, and then there's more pressure on President Biden because a lot more lawmakers are saying we need new payments. I'm going to go more in detail about the fourth stimulus check. First, I want to talk about the vehicle that's going to carry the fourth stimulus check and being potentially passed. That's the infrastructure plan. So this week, there's going to be more talks about the infrastructure bill, which may contain the fourth stimulus check and may contain the $50,000 or $10,000 student loan forgiveness, as well as a few other stimulus programs, which I'll keep you updated on. But also this week, President Biden is going to hold a second meeting with bipartisan lawmakers regarding infrastructure. He did one last week as well, just kind of sitting around, I guess, talking about it. Speaking about the bipartisan lawmakers, I'm going to play you a video clip right now from one Democrat senator, one Republican senator, talking about how they could actually work together and pass part of the infrastructure bill. Here's more on that.
I think it's fair to say that the biggest issue right now is infrastructure. And Senator Coons, you made an interesting proposal this week, which is, take what everybody agrees is infrastructure, highways, bridges, roads, expanding broadband, comes to about $800 billion. Pass that on a bipartisan basis, Republicans and Democrats, and then the rest of it, which is another $1 trillion of much more questionable infrastructure, that Democrats would pass that on a straight party line basis on reconciliation. The question I have for you, Senator Coons, is what's in it for Republicans to agree to a plan in which Democrats can act bipartisan to pass part of the bill, but then they ram the rest of it through on a party line reconciliation vote?
Well, Chris, the broader question you're really asking is what's in it for our country and what's in it for the people we represent from our states if Republicans and Democrats work together to solve problems. I think that if we come together in a bipartisan way to pass that $800 billion hard infrastructure bill that you were talking about, that I've been urging, then we show our people that we can solve their problems. We've all agreed for a long time that we need to invest more in American infrastructure. We just disagree about how to pay for it. And I think in the next few weeks, we should roll up our sleeves and sit down and find ways that both parties can support to make these critically needed investments. That's here at home. But Chris, it's also critical for our standing in the world. The worst thing that could happen to Xi Jinping that would ruin his day would be for him to see Republicans and Democrats working together in the Senate and the House to solve the problems facing the American people in partnership with President Biden. That's showing that our framers' vision of principled compromise in Congress can still work. And so whether it's working with John on a basic bill about teaching civics in our schools, or it's working together with John on the more challenging issues of immigration or mental health or gun violence or investing in infrastructure, I think we have to show folks we can and will do our best to work together.
Senator Cornyn, would Republicans ever agree to that? Yeah, we'll play bipartisan with you to pass $800 billion in hard infrastructure, but then understand that you're going to go ahead and pass the rest of it, another $1 trillion plus, raising taxes through a straight party line vote, ram it through.
Well, in the interest of bipartisanship, I'll agree that Senator Coons is half right. There is a core infrastructure bill that we could pass with appropriate pay-fors like roads and bridges, and even reaching out to broadband, which this pandemic has exposed a great digital divide in the country. We've seen advances in telemedicine. We've seen more people learning online. I think we could all agree to that. But I think that's the part we could agree on. So let's do it and leave the rest for another day and another fight.
So you'd be willing to go for the $800 billion if you could agree on a pay for, regardless of what Democrats went on and did.
Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Should the Democrats and Republicans just pass something solely about infrastructure so we have a bipartisan win, and then the Democrats could just pass whatever they want later on? Let me know your thoughts on that. Another thing I really liked about this talk is it showed a Democrat and a Republican actually talking together, civilized, no finger pointing, no name calling. They actually had a good conversation and a good debate. They agreed on what they agreed on, disagreed on what they disagreed on, and it was all done in a civil manner. So personally, as an independent, I love seeing things like that. So it looks like Senator Coons and Cornyn might have a bipartisan pass. Now, these are the two peaceful Democrats and Republicans. There's other leaders who aren't really on board with working with either party. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated with that regarding what they want to pass. So this is the infrastructure bill right here, the $2.2 trillion American Jobs Plan. If we look at this top left section over here, highways, bridges, and roads will cost around $115 billion. The Republicans also want to include drinking water, broadband, and probably a few other things if they want to bring it as high as $800 billion. So hopefully they can come together, just pass something, and then if the Democrats want, they could pass all of their stimulus and social programs as well. Moving on, let's talk about the California's $600 stimulus check and how to track it. First, here's a quick update about the $600 check, and then I'll tell you how you could track it.
California has started sending out $600 stimulus checks to low-income families and individuals. This money was approved by Governor Newsom earlier this year. About 5.7 million people qualify. In general, people who claim California's earned income tax credit and earn $30,000 a year or less will get this check. And people who make up to $75,000 a year but don't have a Social Security number, including immigrants, are also likely to get a check. If you qualify, you would just get that check. You don't need to apply, and you don't need to call the state. The Democratic-led legislature pushed the California stimulus bill through to help the low-income earners and people who did not get a federal stimulus check.
Let me know down in the comments below, have you received, if you're in California, have you received your $600 check yet? They're coming out now, but probably over the next 6 weeks is when they'll finalize all the checks being sent. If you want to track your check or get more information about qualifications, this is the number right here, 800-852-5711, or you could chat online. There's a link to do that as well. Let's talk about the fourth stimulus check now. So there's two articles I brought up before. So with the fourth stimulus check, Biden is facing more and more pressure every day for a fourth stimulus check. There's more articles, there's more groups, there's nonprofits, there's lawmakers asking President Biden, saying that, or actually demanding that we need a fourth stimulus check. So far, President Biden has been completely silent about any fourth stimulus check or any future direct payments. So basically what's happening here is that we have about 54 Democrats in the House and I think about 21 Democrats in the Senate who are pushing for this fourth recurring stimulus check. Not enough to pass it as is. They want it to be in the infrastructure bill, but so far they're just standalone bills. Also, I came across this article right here, a fourth $1,400 stimulus check looking more likely as 20 Dems demand Biden keep cash flowing until a pandemic is over. Now, this is strange because I've never seen $1,400 stimulus check anywhere. It's usually either $2,000 per month or $1,000 per month. So I'm not really sure where this article is getting the information from. But it's saying that in the letter that the Democrats wrote, they said families shouldn't have to worry about whether they'll have enough money to pay for essentials in the months ahead. The country continues to fight a global pandemic. So that's from earlier on. So I think this article might be incorrect. It just came out today, maybe about a few hours ago, I guess. But anyways, regarding the fourth stimulus check, what the senators want or what the Democrats want in the Senate is $2,000 per month stimulus checks. As more info comes out on this, I'll definitely keep you updated. So far, it hasn't gained any traction in terms of being part of the infrastructure bill, but we're still waiting for that second part of the infrastructure bill, the American Family Plan. I'll keep you updated there. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. If you want me to answer your question, just type the word question and ask it, and I'll try to get to it in the next video. Tanya Golden asks, have they said anything about income qualifications for the fourth stimulus check package? Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Tanya, for your comment. So basically, with the fourth stimulus package, if you check out yesterday's video, I went over all the eligibility requirements for the House version, which is the $2,000 every month, and then until the pandemic is over, and then $1,000 per month a year after the pandemic is over. With that, there was no income qualifications. The Senate one, I'm not really sure. It didn't say yet. Next question comes from Joy Post. How old is Bella? So my daughter Bella is 7 years old, and if you're new to the channel, I usually do a tip of the day at the end of the video for my daughter Bella. Next question comes from Catherine Swenson. I'm hoping to close on my first house this week. Do you think that if there is any home buyers credit passed this year, that it still might benefit me? Thanks for your channel. So yeah, talking about the $15,000 first time home buyer credit. First, congrats on buying your first home. That's awesome. But regarding the credit, we don't know yet. We don't know if it's going to pass in this new infrastructure plan, and then if it could be retroactive maybe for 2021. At this point, we don't know. I have a feeling it's probably going to be retroactive, maybe a few months, maybe for the beginning of 2021 for all the first-time home buyers. Also, be on the lookout for these scams. This isn't me. I would never put a WhatsApp number and ask you to give me information. Next question comes from Karen Nieto. Are adult dependents eligible for the fourth stimulus check? Yes, according to the video I did yesterday going over the eligibility requirements, adult dependents would be eligible for that. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Oh, guys, I didn't see you there. Hi, guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do when you feel something. When you feel something like happy or sad, tell someone. Be exposed. Show the whole world what you feel. Sorry, I was dreaming. So, anyways, that was all I wanted to say for today. Bye.
So I'm talking a little lower because I think my daughter is about to wake up. Anyways, if you want to watch more stimulus updates, you could click this video down over here. If you want to catch up on some investing videos, making money videos, you could click this link over here. It's my Wise Sense channel. It's all about financial education, so you know what to do with any money that comes your way and how to make money too. So click either one of those links and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.